Welcome to another season of Terrace Talk, reviewing every single Watford game. It's going to be an interesting season for the Hornets. Let's go. It's good to see your face again, Aaron. And I never thought I'd say that to be fair. Welcome back. We've needed we've needed football back, haven't we? How was your summer?
Yeah, no, chilled summer, finished uni work, watched the Euros, ready to get back on it.
Let's get back on it then. So, welcome to Terrace Talk. As you can see, this is where Hornets walk on Terrace Talk across the whole Terrace Talk network. This is a Watford only production with Watford fans left, right, and centre. And I know there's lots of already content out there that does it, but this is unique 20 minutes a week with as many Watford voices from across social media as we can possibly fit in. And we are delighted that we have nabbed two of the very best from Twitter to join Aaron this year. First off, we're joined by Rio, who does Twitter Spaces. And if you've not listened to his Twitter Spaces yet, please do so because it is one hell of a listen. Welcome, Rio. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you, Mark?
Good, thank you very much. And if that wasn't enough, we also have the king of Twitter, Watford Twitter himself, Luke Carey. How are you, Luke?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
All right, good. So what these three don't know about Watford isn't worth knowing. So we have to deal with some awkward questions to begin with. I'd love to start on a bit of positivity, Aaron, but you know Watford, it never flatters to disappoint, does it? Let's go straight into it, shall we? Starting with you, Aaron. Sum up Watford's summer for us, please.
I think summer of uncertainty probably sums it up quite well. I mean, it's typical of Watford the last few years to go into each season with question marks on who's staying, who's going, anger at people above. I mean, like it's common of the last 2-3 seasons now. It's not been all rosy since really we got relegated the first time.
I'll come on to the financial stability of the club in a second because I know there's been lots of talk about that. But Luke, in terms of outgoings and signings made, did you expect a little bit more at this stage?
Oh yes, 100%. I think the incomings is very, very poor in terms of the quality that we've brought out to bring in. You know, we've only spent 800 grand, and some of that is our typical Udinese signing, which I don't count as an actual signing. I would say that's like the same as me just transferring one bank account to the other within Tivkic, which he hasn't done that great so far, but I'll give him some time. And then Vata, I would probably say is our best out of our 5 signings so far, which he's shown a lot of promising signs within those few games we've seen him play. But it's in terms of physicality where he hasn't played much for Celtic, if he'd be able to bring that over to the Championship. And I think with all the other signings, it's very poor, especially Soko. I think it was a cheap replacement of Kone. And we know Kone was probably one of the best players in the Championship. We knew he would go. I just think it's more of a poor, cheap replacement where I think we could have done much better with the money we got for him, especially. And with a Spritter going potentially, that's 25 million. Will we reinvest it? Who knows? It doesn't seem like we will, which is concerning.
Thanks, Luke. Rio, last summer I had a lot of Pozzo out tweets. I think Pozzo out was trending at one point. Hasn't been the case this summer. Are the fans more patient because, of course, you're 100% behind Cleverly? It's not going to be his fault. They want to show a bit of patience, and of course, there's all concerns about the club financially a little bit at the moment. Why have we not seen as much of an uproar, perhaps, as other fans might have expected?
I think quite a lot of us are still Pozzo out, but obviously we want to give Cleverly a chance, get behind the team. Cleverly does badly, it won't be, because previously may have stumbled across blaming previous managers, but if Cleverly does badly, it's not his fault, it's on the ownership, because ultimately he hasn't been backed. But on Pozzo, yeah, it's just we sell most of our good players, but will we reinvest it? Remains to be seen, probably not, and it's just a lack of transparency, really, because we see on the other side with Udinese, Gianluca Nani, I think his name is, there's interviews talking about all their signings and like what they're going to do this season all the time. But with us, it remains very behind closed doors between the ownership to the fan base.
Yeah. Aaron, do you think, as Luke and Rio have indicated, that this Udinese relationship is fans are sick to the back teeth off now?
It's hard when you look at what they're doing and look where we are, and it's so disproportionate. I understand that they did stay up in the end and stayed in the Serie A, but I mean, the money in Italian football is nowhere near the money in the English game. Not to mention, when you look at how much money we've brought in to how much we've let out on signings, it's night and day. Whereas you've got Udinese supposedly rumoured to be bringing in the likes of Alexis Sanchez and stuff. And like I said, I get they're a league above, but if they're going to be spending all that money out there, and it's hard when right now we're not seeing anything of the like.
Yeah. Luke, it was your lowest finish in 14 years last season, in 15th. Talk to me about pre-season. Have you seen anything positive enough to suggest that you're going to finish at least top half? What you've seen so far?
Personally, I don't think anything like top half. I don't think we'll be anywhere near that. Personally, I think with our pre-season, we looked good against Hibs, where we did struggle that first 10-15 minutes, but we played ourselves much better into it. But in terms of our results that we've played against, like we've played against Wickham, we lost to Wickham 3-2, who are a mid-table League One side, and then Gillingham, who I reckon will probably go up from League Two, where we lost 2-0 to them. Our only sort of positive was the Brentford game, but I think in terms of the chances that I saw that Brentford had a lot, there was about 3 clear-cut chances where, you know, with a better player, although it wasn't a winner most of the times, they should have been finishing that. And I think it would have been a different game with it. And it seems the defence is the problem. But also going from that, we've had a lot of chances where we've had really good moments going forward, but same as the last season where we lack that quality up top with Rajovic and Bayo, where it seems like there's now a disproportion with the defence and the front being really poor. Our defence now, we've got not much depth as well. We've only got about 5 centre backs, and we usually tend to play 3 back. So if there is any injuries, who knows? And obviously, Chakvadze's been one of our better players, and with him getting injured as well, that could be a huge concern. The pre-season so far, we haven't looked too great for me to lean towards a top half finish.
Okay, cheers for that, Luke. Millwall up first then. Let's get our Millwall fan in. It's not a fixture that Watford have been very good at in recent years. Let's see how the Lions are faring in pre-season, shall we? Welcome to Where Hornets Walk, George from our Millwall channel. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, really good. When the fixtures come out, you happy that Watford at home was the first one, given that you've had their number the last couple of years?
Yeah, our record against Watford in recent years has been very good, especially since they've been relegated from the Premier League. I wouldn't say we're too optimistic going into the game. I think we've had a relatively poor transfer window so far. We need a few more additions before Saturday, hopefully, especially in the attacking areas. But our record on the opening day is genuinely speaking very good. In previous years, I think we've only lost once, maybe in the last 10 years on the opening day. So yeah, certainly looking forward to it.
There's going to be a tribute, isn't there? The game for obviously your goalkeeper, who tragically, unexpectedly passed away, and I know all Watford fans will join Millwall in solidarity and in paying respects there. What in terms of the game are you expecting? Has Harris done anything in terms of shape or change of tactics, or are we expecting this to be the attritional Millwall that we got to know in the last 10 to 12 games at the end of last season?
I think what you'll see is that you'll see a defensively solid formation. I think we're missing Japhet Tanganga, who's suspended, so that means club captain Sean Hutchinson will most likely start the game. I think so far in pre-season, I haven't really seen any changes in terms of the tactics. I think we still struggle to create chances and to score goals. But but again, very solid defensively, which I think that will be in our advantage. And we'll look to hit Watford on the counter attack. But for me, still the question is, how are we going to score goals? We passed it around really nicely in our own area and in our own half, but as soon as we get into the opposition half, we don't really look like we know what we're doing. So there's definitely questions still to be asked. But I say, nevertheless, I am confident going into Saturday.
Okay. Aaron, when the fixtures came out, I'm guessing Millwall away was not the first fixture you would have chosen, is it?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's ideal, but it's interesting to say that they're struggling up front. Let's say, actually, the glaringly obvious point that we're struggling with in pre-season is actually the defence, mostly, considering how many we've leaked. So, you've got a toothless attack against a leaky defence. Might be a 0-0.
Okay. Having said that, though, George, is Macaulay Langstaff anywhere near fit enough to start or to feature in this? Because there's lots of eyes on him. If he can bag half as many as he has done down in League Two, Millwall are going to be all right, aren't they?
Yeah, Macaulay Langstaff hasn't really featured much in pre-season. He's had a bit of a toe injury going on, so I will most likely be Tom Bradshaw up front. But if we can get him firing and we can provide him with service, then no doubt he will score goals.
Okay. Well, let's get some score predictions then. Rio, you can have the Watford one.
I think it will be probably a low-scoring game. The first day of the season doesn't always shape up what the rest of the season would be, but it's going to go 1-0 Millwall, unfortunately.
Okay. Love this early season positivity. George?
I think it will be a 1-0 Millwall win. I'm going to be optimistic. I think it will be. I don't think it will be an entertaining one for the neutral, but our record on the opening day is very good, and our record against Watford in recent years is also quite good as well. So I'm going to say a 1-0 Millwall win.
All right, George. Well, good luck for the season, and I'm sure it'll be an interesting game. I will not be putting any bets on this one because it could go either way. Cheers, George. Good luck for the season. We'll see you again when the reverse fixture in March. And now it's time for you guys to rate your shirts. Thank you. Okay, each week we're going to be asking you to rate some tweets or some opinions on social media from a variety of well-known Watford faces. This one is from David King. There's all our shirts. I've got a third shirt yet, have we? No.
It comes out 26th of July, I think.
Okay.
26th of August.
Fair dues. So his opinion was home and away, 2 classy shirts for Watford this year. Much preferring the away shirt. Hope Watford are on sharp as a pitch as their new kit is. Luke, are you a fan?
I've been every. I was lucky enough to help out with the kit launch for the home shirt. So I already saw it I think a few weeks before. And I think it's one of our best home kits in years. Probably after the one me and Aaron are wearing. I think it's just a classic look to it. Again, to that point, is it just going to be as sharp as on the pitch? I don't know. But the away kit is really nice. I think with some, especially with Watford kits, it's so yellow. You can't really wear it out sometimes with a pair of black trousers as you go into the match. But that away kit, I can wear that near enough anywhere I go. It's a gorgeous kit.
What about the view, Aaron, that some people say there's not enough black on it? Watford play in black and white. Black and yellow. Sorry.
I disagree. If you've seen my Twitter, I'm a big advocate of putting red in the Watford kit. I think that the ousting of red in recent years is criminal, and the fact that we've got red shorts this year makes me very happy. I love this home kit. I think it's probably the best Kelmy have given us. I really liked the one 2 seasons ago as well. I'm really happy with Kelmy and all the kits they give us, to be fair.
Okay. Rio, you can have the away shirt.
Yeah, it's grown at me. I didn't know what to think of it at first, but I think AC Milan might have had a similar, you see the yellow and red stripe towards the end of the kit on the left or right. AC Milan had a similar one. These on 2 back. I really like it. Black, obviously. Yellow and black, it's Watford. And 3 renowned colours, yellow, red and black. all merged into one. I think it's quite good, and I think we've done not as good a job, but the home shirt is very good, and the away is quite good as well.
Okay. Well, that's where the comparisons to AC Milan will stop, I think, probably. No disrespect for this. Also, give some quick one-line answers then for you, just to finish off with. Aaron, who's going to win the championship this season?
I was trying to put together a full league prediction the other day, and I'll be honest, the top's really difficult. I think Leeds will edge it.
Okay, Luke?
I think Leeds as well. I think they'll just have a little bit more than the rest of Burnley and Luton. I think maybe the top three, the three have gone down. But I just think they'll have an extra edge from last season. And with Joseph, the way he's going, he should be top goal scorer as well. And I think they're going to be replacing with the money for Somerville, unlike us at Watford. But I fancy Leeds to go up.
Okay. Rio?
Yeah, I think Leeds, if not win the league, definitely go up. Unsure on Burnley because Scott Parker, I mean, he has got out of the division a few times, but Bournemouth and Fulham fans haven't been very fond of him, so we'll wait and see.
Okay. All right, no sitting on the fence for this one. One word answer only. Where will Watford finish? I want a position. What, Aaron, go.
19th.
Luke?
20th.
Rio?
18th.
I've seen two pundits put Watford just above the bottom three. I think one of them actually put them in it. Aaron, if I offered you 21st now, would you take it off me?
Right this second?
Yeah.
Before any more transfer, yes.
Luke?
100%, because I think we could be in the mix of it. So as long as we're safe, that's all. I'll be happy with that.
Rio, would you take 21st now?
Yeah, I think considering what Cleverley's been given this summer, which isn't much, he would have done a great job to keep us up.
Okay. It's going to be an interesting journey. Lots of positive chat each week on this channel. I can see it come. Right. If you're a Watford fan, please subscribe. I know you've probably subscribed to lots of other ones for content, probably stuff that you've seen Luke on Rio before, and of course, wonderful Aaron as well. Do give us a like. We want these guys to get paid, and it sounds like it's going to be a long old season. So thanks for joining us. We will see you next week when we will review the Millwall game and chat about your first home game of the season. Cheers, fellas, for now. And thank you all for watching. Hope you have a